Hello, boys and girls. How's everybody doing? We are finishing up after about, when did I start it? Hard to say. About a year ago, maybe. 1976 Yankees replay. We're in the last week, so this is exciting. Today it's Detroit, New York Yankees at Detroit Tigers. Ed Glynn, the lefty, versus Doyle Alexander, the righty, who's having an excellent season for the Yankees. He pitched for the Yankees in the second half of the 76 season. So let's quickly look at the lineups and see if I can make my head a little smaller. Nobody needs to see the big head that big, maybe. Let me put it in the field here. So, oh, there. Okay, I'm going to be the third base coach. And so I don't think I've done a video this week. I've gone back to work after recovering from the surgery, so I'm healed pretty much. Still have a way to go, but feel a lot better. So that's a great thing. So let's go over the lineups real quick here for the Yankees. It's Rivers in center, Roy White in left, Munson the catcher. He got over 100 RBIs, 108 RBIs on the season. Lou Piniella, cleanup. Chambliss, first baseman. Nettles is like 1 RBI away from 100. DH, Otto Velez. Batting 7th. 8th is Willie Randolph. And Fred Chicken Stanley batting 9th. For the Detroit Tigers, not a great team, 67 and 86. The Yanks, of course, you can see that they're 103 and 51. And it's Mankowski, the third baseman. First baseman, Danny Meyer, who I think this is the last season he plays with Detroit. After this, he goes to the, I believe it was the Seattle Mariners, right? In 77. Rusty Staub, one of my favorite players of all time, batting third. Willie Horton, DH in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Ben Ogilvy. I know he ends up in Milwaukee. Center fielder Mickey Stanley towards the end of his career. Bill Freehan towards the end of his career as well. Chuck Scrivener, the shortstop, the second baseman, and Mark, I believe, Wagner, the shortstop. So let's get started. Both pitchers start as an A. The minute they give up 2 runs, they become a B. If they give up 3 runs, they become a C. And this is the last week of the season, so I'm doing some minor experimenting, having some fun with it. And the games have been pretty good. So let's start and let's roll. Here's Mickey Rivers, steps in the box. Now he's a lefty hitter. Glenn checks in with Freehand for the sign, and excuse the mess in my background. And here's a pitch, and that's going to be 26 against a righty is a hit. Otherwise, it's a ground ball to the shortstop. Wagner up the middle, and Wagner releases quickly for the first out and just gets Rivers by half a step, who can fly down the line. They don't call him Mick the Quick for nothing. Roy White now, switch hitter, batting from the right side against the lefty Ed Glynn. Ed Glynn does not have great control, I'll tell you that right now by looking at his card. So he struggles finding the plate at times. And what's going to happen here? He will walk. He will walk Roy White. Ball 4. And that's Ed Glynn. Ed Glynn struggles finding the plate. Now Ed Glynn let's be fair, he had 4 games started in this season. 1 complete game, 24 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts. But he had an extremely high whip. Extremely high whip. All right. So Munson is on at the plate. He bats from the right side. He's one of the big guns for the Yankees. Ed Glynn checks with Freehand. He's set to pitch, and he gets the sign from Freehand, and here it is. A 22. That's going to be ripped. Rip to where? Let's look. Rip to right. So Munson goes oppo. And this is going to send Roy White to third. So we got first and third here with 1 out in the first inning. Where's what I do with my drink? Really thirsty right now. Took a nap. Now I'm up. Probably be playing all night. I want to finish the season tonight. I will be doing the stats, showing the stats off. Lou Piniella, very close. I mean, I can even start talking about him right now. Piniella was a 281 hitter. In our replay, he's batting 323. So he is batting above his batting average. The guy's been on fire as of late. So he's got first and third. The Tigers are going to let a run come in as the first inning. They're not going, so they're going to just play double play. And here's a pitch from Glenn to Piniella. Piniella swings, and he grounds 1-2 short. And second baseman Scrivener is not going to be a strong arm, so no, he's actually an average arm, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. A run will score. So they only get one, and the Yanks lead at 1-0. Next up is Chris Chambliss. Chambliss batting 280. In reality, he batted 293. He's been up and down as of late. Probably about 10 days ago, he's batting 301. And then he's gone into a slump. But he's right around where he should be. And he hit 17 home runs. I think in our replay he's got 20 or 19, something like that. So he's very close to where he should be. Here's the pitch. He did drive in 96. He had 96 RBIs. Oh, there he is. 20 home runs, 280 average. And does his card say on base percentage? No, it does not. Pitch from Glenn to 36, and that'll be a fly ball center field. Mickey Stanley takes a couple of steps in, under it, squeezes it for the third out, and that retires the side. Mankowski, the lefty, leads off against Doyle Alexander, Doyle Alexander's been lights out this season, 14-4. His ERA is a little bit high, I'll be honest with you, at 3.56, but I think that's where it was. His 1.1 whip is very close to the 1.2 whip that you see on your screen. So, fairly close to where he should be. Mankowski, pitch 41. That should be a base on balls, and it is. A free pass for Philip Mankowski, and here comes Danny Meyer. He's a good hit and run guy, so we're gonna send Mankowski here early. And there goes the runner. And that's going to be a snake eyes, and that's going to be right through the hole. So Stanley moves to cover second base, and Mayer shoots it right through that hole and sending Mankowski to third. So first and third. So even the 8 pitchers, there's still going to be some action. The reason I'm attempting to do this and taking this approach is that one of my philosophies is that pitchers start off their strongest in at the beginning of the game, right? And then they wear down as they go through the lineup. They wear down. So that's kind of what I'm trying to replicate here. Rusty Staub first and third. Again, the Yanks are willing to allow the tying run to come in. They're looking for the double play. Rusty Staub is one of the top hitters for the Tigers. He had 96 RBIs, 15 home runs, batted 299, and that must have been disappointing. 1 point away from 300 for Rusty. And Doyle Alexander gets a sign from Mustin. He goes to the belt. Mankowski takes his lead off third, and Meyer takes his lead off first. And Alexander looks at Mankowski, turns his head, looks at Mayer, and here's a pitch. And a 24 will be a potential hit by pitch, but no, that's popped up. Middle infield, Randolph and Stanley in the outfield grass. In comes Rivers, and Randolph calls everybody off and makes the catch of the pop-up. Mankowski stays on third, so that's 1 out. That was an infield fly rule, I believe, right? Infield fly rule on that. All right, here's Willie Horton. Horton, 262, 14 home runs, 400 bats. In the replay, he's got 10 home runs. Batting a lot, batting 220 in the replay, but that's the replay PC game. So what this goes to show you is regardless of the game that you're playing, you're going to get a variety, up and down variety of players, performing almost identically to how they performed. Some performing, poorer than how they performed, and some performing better than how they performed. And it doesn't matter if I'm using strat, you know, on my other computer. It doesn't matter if I'm using, you know, replay, or if I'm using, and I'm sure I haven't played a whole season replay with Digital Diamond, but I will. And and it's just the nature of the beast, you know. Even though the numbers are correct, it's just the dice have a mind of their own. Willie Horton first and third, 1-0 Yanks. Alexander looks at Munson and shakes him off. Now sees one he likes, sets his grip with the ball out of sight, and he deals. And that's going to be a 13, which will be a potential. Oh, that ball is hit to Chambliss. He goes to Stanley for one. Back to Chambliss. 3-6-3 double play. They turn it. Soul crushing, inning-ending double play. Check out Berglund's channel. It's a lot of fun. And it's Greg Nettles leads off the top of the second inning. Remember to like and subscribe my channel, and click on my on a little bell so you're alerted as to my videos. Also, join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, and it's got about 10 to 12 affiliated groups as well. Greg Nettles got a new Stratomatic, do-it-yourself Stratomatic Facebook group. You should check that out as well. Here's Greg Nettles, lefty on lefty. Now Greg Nettles, 36 home runs. In reality, he hit 32. It's the last week of the season. He may hit one more, but he's right where he should be. Batted .254. He's batting .243, 9 points off. So let's see what happens here. Nettles against Ed Glynn. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 16, which will be ripped and caught by the shortstop, Wagner. So hits it on the screws, but right at the shortstop, who snags it out of the air, and that's one out. Here comes Otto Velez. Otto Velez with 5 home runs. I think he hit 2 home runs in reality. I should have I think I went over on the at bats. Yeah, he had 100. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I went over on the 20 bats over. Here's the pitch to Otto Velez. So I'll pull him early, 35, and that'll be a drive to left center field. And on the run is Stanley, and he's after it, and will he get there? Yes. So Stanley makes a nice running catch, so he can still, you know, still has pretty good range out there. And flash the leather a little bit. He can pick it for sure. And Randolph, Ed Glynn versus Willie Randolph. Randolph batting .296. He batted .267. So again, he's about 20 points higher than he should be. Pitch from Glynn, and that's going to be a 42. That's ball 4, so he's on base. A free ticket for Randolph with 2 outs, and it's Fred Stanley. Fred Stanley batting .218, and in reality he batted .238. Here's the pitch, and that is a 46 and a 19. That's going to be a drive, a looping liner. Will Stanley get there? No. And it's Staub who picks it up, so Randolph is to third, and Stanley's going to try for 2. Let's check out his assists. His assists are 1 to 3, and here's the play at second base, and he is out. Wagner tags out Stanley trying for 2, and the inning is over. So that's going to be a single, and it's going to be 9-6. And batter is out at second. Runner goes to third, and that's the end of the inning. Exciting way to finish that inning. Bottom of the second. Ogilvy batting .274 with 15 home runs. He batted .285 with 15 home runs, so he's right on the money. And here's a pitch from Doyle Alexander, 54. That's a 54 card check. That's an unusual kind of play type thing. And that asked me to catch Munson is an N, but he's away. And that's like the catcher's framing potential and range, kind of both mixed in together. He's an N, but he's away, so that's ball 4. He doesn't get the call from the umpire. They walk Ogilvy. I use the fast action cards. You'd only need 3 charts, and a lot of guys choose to kind of put the charts up on the wall. And here's Mickey Stanley with Ben Ogilvy at first base. Mickey Stanley's another good hit and run guy. We already did the hit and run in the first inning, so I'm not going to do it again here in the second inning. I'll wait a little bit longer. You know, since I see they have a bunch of good hit and run guys, I'll use it again once or twice. But I'm I'm not going to use it back-to-back innings. So here's a pitch from Alexander, and that's going to be a 22, and that is a bouncer to second base. This is going to be Randolph scoops it, and he feeds Stanley. Let's see if they get the double play out of this. Yes. And Stanley with the relay, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. So they erase the base on balls, and here's Bill Freehand. I believe it was a base on balls, right? Yeah, it was a ball. Bill Freehand up now. Man, where would I be without this damn, like, you know, well, I would have, of course, I would have a score sheet. Before I was doing score sheets, and I was doing the PC, but then I said I'm using a lot of paper and I'm doing double work, and let me try to focus just on the game and getting it up on the screen, and it's working for me right now. So I just kind of switch on and off on how I do things so I don't get in a rut. If you do, you know, some guys like to do things consistently all the time. I need kind of to disrupt my kind of routine a little bit to keep, you know, on edge, if you will, or just involved a little bit more excited. So here's Bill Freehand. Freehand, interesting. Had 226 at bats, batted .341 in our replay. That's in our replay. That's what he's doing in our replay. In reality, he batted .270. So he is a guy that's over producing. Nobody on, 2 outs. Pitch from Alexander. And it's a 46 and a 4. That's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. And Rivers is going to play it. Freehand into second base ahead of the throw. So that's a 2-out double for Bill Freehand. He continues to smack the ball all over the field. And it's just the dice, man. The dice pick the you know, they pick players and they're going to do their own thing. All right, so it's Chuck Scribner. Scribner, a 221 hitter. Doyle Alexander prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Munson's ready, and Doyle brings it. 36, and that'll be a tapper right back to Doyle Alexander, who picks it up, whips it to first, and that retires the side. Go to the top of the third, 1-0 Yankees. Mick the Quick has had an unbelievable season. He's batting .330. In reality, he batted .312. So he's about 18 points higher. But I literally, the whole season long, I rolled nothing but doubles for Mickey Rivers. It's just mind-bending. And here's a pitch from Glenn to Rivers, and it's going to be a 65, which is a -3 home run. And that's a drive down the line, and if it stays fair, it's gone, and that ball is out of here. Home run. Home run number 10 for Mick the Quick. And he hit 8 on the season. 2-0 Yankees. And this is when we change Ed Glenn. We make him a B pitcher now. Gave up 2 runs. All right, Roy White is up. And 52. That's going to be an error check on who? On the third baseman, Mankowski. I rolled an 8 on the D20, and he's a 4. So he makes that play, whips it to first, on target to Danny Meyer. 5-3, 1 away. Munson batting .304. What did he bat in reality? .302. He had 105 RBIs in reality. In our replay, I believe he has 108. Hit 17 home runs. In our replay, hit 18. Stolen bases, he had 14 stolen bases. In our replay, he has 13. So he's like boom, 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 spot on. So here's Munson. He's a right-handed hitter. Glenn checks Freehand for the sign. Shakes him off. Now sees one he likes, and he deals 15, and that'll be ripped to right center field, and Staub is right there for out number 2. So he was positioned perfectly. Munson took it Oppo. The second time he's got Oppo off Glenn, so Glenn is keeping the ball away from him. But Munson, as the smart hitter that he is, he's going with the pitch. And here's Lou Piniella. Lou Pinella's been on fire as of late. He's batting about 40 points higher than he should be. But I know that if I had more... he only has 300 bats. So here's a pitch. And it's a 36, and that'll be another line drive. And this is also to right field, and Staub puts it away. Go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 Yankees. Here's Mark Wagner, 261 hitter, batting .252 in the replay. With a 66, that's going to be a drive, and that's going to be down the line into the corner, and White deals with a awkward carom, And Wagner's going to try for 3. White's throw to Nettles, and the tag by Nettles, and Wagner's in there with a leadoff triple. Mark Wagner. Now, Mark Wagner had 3 triples that season, and he hits one here in 200 at-bats, right? So he would have had 9 triples for the season, proportionally. Mankowski. Phil Mankowski, lefty hitter, versus Doyle Alexander. Again, we're going to play the infield back, allow the run to score. The Yanks are up 2-0. We're not going to bring them in. Just don't do that. Doyle Alexander with the pitch to Mankowski. And he swings, and that's ripped, and that's a base hit to center field, and scoring is Wagner, 2-1. Mankowski comes up big, and kind of meatball down the middle of the plate. Mankowski jumped all over it and ripped it to a rope to Rivers in center. And it's 2-1. Mankowski's at first, and Danny Meyer, lefty hitter. I always liked Danny Meyer. I always thought he was a good player, but never really, became an outstanding player. Anyway, lefty hitter. The Yanks had him for a while, I think, in the 80s as well. Let me take a quick sip. And he played with the Seattle Mariners as well. This is Meyer's in his prime. He's 23 this season, so in the I remember he was one of the bright spots for the Mariners. When the Mariners first came to be, and I'd watch him, and he was one of the bright spots. They expected a lot of him, but it never really. And I think eventually he went to. He also played with a couple other teams. Anyway, all right. Mankowski on first takes his lead. Alexander checks him, and he looks at Munson, gets the sign, and he's ready to deal to the belt. And here it is. It's a 34, and that's going to be bounced up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. And Meyer will, one out. No, he will stop at second base. So first and second here with nobody out. 2-1. And Rusty Staub, the always dangerous Rusty Staub, probably the most, I'd say, most dangerous batter, offensive player on the Tigers next to Willie Horton by this time. I think Staub could hit, and I think Horton was kind of losing it a little bit in a decline, if you will. All right, here's Doyle Alexander, checks with Munson, and he prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Munson's ready, and Alexander brings it. And that's going to be a 41, and that's ball 4. So Staub doesn't offer, and that loads the bases. So Doyle is struggling here a little bit, and Munson's going to go out to talk to him. Horton steps out of the box. You got runners. Ducks on the pond here. Staub at first, Meyer at second, and Mankowski at third. Horton takes a couple of practice swings and looks down at the barrel of the bat, steps in the box, and Alexander grabs the rosin bag and foot on the slab, shakes off a sign. Now he sees one he likes, and he's ready with the bases loaded. The Yanks are going to bring the infield in here with nobody out. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch to Horton. We need a strikeout, snake eyes, and that's going to be, it looks like a 6, and that's ball 4. That forces in a run. So Alexander's struggling with the plate, lost the plate a little bit here. He's walked two in a row. He's given up a triple, a couple of singles, and 2 walks. So he's allowed 5 consecutive base runners, and that'll knock him up to a B. So now Alexander's a B. He's also given up 2 runs as well, so that's another reason to move him up. So 2-2. Both guys started as A's, and we got a Detroit 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and Yankees 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Ben Ogilvy with nobody out, so this has the making of a big inning for the Tigers. So if you're a Detroit Tiger guy, it looks good. It looks like a big inning for the Tigers. Now let me check the bullpen. That's where my issues come in, because back during this time, there's not a lot of guys in the bullpen. Look at this. I got most of my guys are worn out in the bullpen. Wow. Yep. So I really need to get some innings out of Alexander. See what happens. You know what? We're going to move the infield. We're going to go double play depth. Here's a pitch. And that's a 46 and a 10. This will be popped up and in foul territory. Drops into the crowd. Souvenir. So Alexander checks in with Munson again, and he's ready. Infield is halfway looking for that double play. Here's a pitch from Alexander, and that's going to be a 14, and that will, oh no, that's a fly ball to left. This may be a sac fly. Risk chart, we can risk it against White. White's an A, so that will be 1-3. Nobody out, we're going to just hold up. So White makes the catch, and Myers going to tag, but no, he stays put. And here's Mickey Stanley. Now Mickey Stanley batted 260, and in the replay he's batting 182. So a guy who's just underperformed using the replay system, you know, and that's just the nature of the beast. So I think really ultimately the goal of our games is really to just enjoy ourselves and reliving baseball history and managing and making moves and just keeping, you know, the hobby, just keep enjoying the hobby, because not everybody's going to hit exactly where they are, regardless of what system you use. So, you know, which is the most accurate system is the constantly the, you know, guys saying, I swear this is the most accurate system, you know. But in my 1990, which I'll get back to, my 1990 strat replay using, of course, this game, but strat replays all the other teams. The Chicago Cubs are batting 30 points higher than they actually did that season. You know, 25 points higher. You know, so there's anomalies all the time with all kinds of games, regardless of, you know, how consistent, how long they've been around. It's just the nature of the beast. So Stanley now with 1 out, bases loaded. The Yanks are still looking for that double play. And Joel Alexander checks in with Munson. He's ready to the belt. Myers shuffles off third. Staub takes a couple of steps at second, and Horton takes his lead. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 65. Oh boy, that's trouble, and that's a deep drive. Left field, White back to the track, looks up, and that is a grand slam. Mickey Stanley, exactly what the doctor did not order for the Yankees. And that's going to bring in 4 runs, and that's going to wipe out Alexander totally at this point. And now I'm going to try, hopefully, and get through this inning. I need him to get through this inning. I can use the tired pitchers, but I'm going to use them maybe 2 innings each, just because what else am I going to do here? I'm stuck big time. So they're fatigued, but they're going to have to pitch. Here's the pitch to Bill Freehand, a 32, and that'll be a fly ball. Left field, shallow left, racing in is White, and White covers the ground and catches up to it. And now it's Scrivener. Scrivener batting 183. Alexander gets a sign from Munson, deals a 41. That's ball 4. Again, let's look at his box score. He's really struggled here. Alexander, 6 earned runs in 2 innings, 5 walks is what's really hurt him. 1 home run. So now it's going to be Wagner, 9th place hitter. Scrivener takes his lead. Alexander to the plate. And a 21 will finally get us out of the inning. Wagner swings at a high fastball, and he's out of there. So, whew, man. 6-2 Detroit, and Glenn now has got the advantage. Chambliss is up. So lefty hitter, pitch from Glenn, 53, and with a 5. That's a range, but somebody's gonna get that. Center fielder Stanley is gonna. Oh, it's gonna drop in. He doesn't get to it, drops in front of him, and kind of bounds away a little bit, and Chandler's going to try for 2, and he's safe at second base with a double. Wow, I looked at his range. Yeah, he has major deteriorating range. Is this his last season? Is this Mickey Stanley's last season, or does he also play in 77? That's a good question. Let's get my statistician to look it up. Otto Velez. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Greg Nettles. Nettles steps in the box, batting 243. Chambliss at second, nobody out. Pitch from Glenn. And that's a 36, which will be bouncer to second. Scrivener scoops it, sidearms it to first. Moving to third is Chambliss. Where's Nettles? What the hell did I just do here? Chambliss is... Oh, there's Nettles. Okay. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm all mixed up here. All right. Yeah, 36 Nettles. That's it. And here's Otto Velez. Pitch to Velez, righty. That's a 23. Struck him out. Curveball gets him. Out of Velez, way out in front. And Billy Martin's not happy in the dugout. For sure. Very aggressive. He had a runner on third with less than 2 out. So he should have been a little bit more conservative. But he's swinging for the fences. Here's Willie Randolph, 296 on the season. Ed Glynn checks in with Bill Freehand for the sign. And to the belt, the pitch, and a 54. That's a 54 chart. This could be a wild pitch. Oh, Glynn had no wild pitches. So no, it's not. It's blocked by Freehand. So Randolph again gets another chance with 2 outs and a runner on third. The pitch from Glynn. And that is popped up. A skyscraper to center. Mickey Stanley comes over under it and makes the catch, and that retires the side, and the Yanks strand a runner at third base. Doyle Alexander, can he get through the 4th inning? Please, I need some help here, Doyle. Let me go out and talk to him. I need him to give me a couple extra innings. He's given up 6 runs on 6 hits. Here's the pitch to Mankowski, and a 46 with a 19. That's going to be a drive into the gap, and that's going to be Piniella cutting it off. Mankowski's going to try for 2. Let's see if Piniella can throw him out. Piniella, we're looking at a 1. And he is safe with a double, leadoff double for Mankowski. Off the ballpark card. Yikes. Danny Meyer, we're going to intentionally walk Danny Meyer. Let's see if we can get a double play and get out of this inning. And to pitch to Rusty Staub. One more batter, and I'm going to be forced to bring in a reliever. Tired or not. It's just these 76 rosters, man. They literally have like 9 pitchers. That's all they have, and 5 of them are starters. Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the bullpen. And it's been the whole season. I've had 10, 11, 10, 9, 8 most of the season. But I've got three relievers, and I got 4 starters at the end of the season. All right, Rusty Staub with the first and second, nobody out. Pitch from Alexander, and a 12 is going to be ball 4, and he walks him bases loaded. I can't watch this anymore. We're going to bring in Sparky Lyle. Oh, and no wonder I went over on his innings. That's why he's tired. Oh, and I went over on Tidrow, and I went over on. Oh no, Grant Jackson's the only one that has innings. All right, so Grant Jackson comes in. I try to keep him as close to the innings. You know, I only got, I think, three more games after this game. And hopefully I get a couple of complete games. So it's going to be Grant Jackson coming in here. I think Grant Jackson's pitched 3 days in a row, but to be honest with you, I really don't know how they did it with their roster. I mean, these are the guys that, if I go in here and I show you, I don't even know if I can do that. But if I brought up, hold on. Let me see. I'm just curious to see who's pitching these games for these last few Yankee games, the last 4 or 5 Yankee games. I can guarantee you there's no other guys coming into, wow, that's crazy. Some of these pictures are amazing. Come on. Let's go. Okay, let me get my pin in there. Don't use it. Don't use my pin. All right. So let me go in here and look at the last few Yankee games for the 76 season. I have a little mini keyboard that I bought. It takes up a lot less space. You can get them to like 10 inches. All right. Let's go 1976 Yankees. Oh. All right, so let's see. Let's see what happened in the last. Oh, I put 1876 Yankees. 1976 Yankees. There you go. All right. Okay, let's go to the schedule. This is not going to take very long. I don't know how much you can see, but you can see the back of my head. Let's go to the last few games and see what was going on here. So this game is, I think, yeah, there's 5 games left after this game. So Tidrow pitched in this one. Alexander and Tidrow finished this one. So it was Alexander and Tidrow. Okay. Alexander went 5 innings, Tidrow went 4 innings. The next game, Ed Figueroa pitched a complete game. What did he give up? Let's see. Figueroa gave up 7 earned runs and 15 hits in 8 innings. You hear that? 8 innings, 15 hits, and 7 runs. Complete game. All right. The game after that, which is a couple of games against the Boston Red Sox, it is Catfish Hunter and Sparky Lyle. Catfish gives up 5 runs, goes 7 innings, and Lyle comes in for 2 innings. So they're going with 2 pitchers in every game. That's what they're doing. Next game after that. We're in the last 3 games of the season now. Ellis goes 8.2, 12 hits, 5 runs. And Sparky Lyle comes in and does 1/3 of an inning. So again, these are the guys that are on the roster. These are the guys they're using to pitch. So fatigued or not, they're pitching. And they're being fairly effective, right? They're being fairly effective. What the hell? Come on. There it goes. All right. Now the Cleveland Indians. Oh, and it's Kenny Holtzman. He pitches 7 innings, 10 hits. Then it's then it's 1 inning for Tidrow and 1 inning for Lyle. Picks up his 23rd save. The last game of the season. Okay, there it is. Last game of the season. This is going to be a complete game victory by Catfish Hunter. 5-hitter, no walks, 5 strikeouts. So that's what it is. It is what it is. So let's see. Grant Jackson. We need Grant Jackson to get us out of some trouble here. He comes in as an A. That's the way I'm pulling it. So he's at his strongest. Doesn't make a difference. He's still going to give up hits. Okay. I mean, just because you're an A doesn't mean you may not get in trouble. But hopefully he'll get us out of this inning, and we can move on with the game. Because otherwise, all right. So it's Willie Horton. Bases are loaded. Score is 6-2, and infield's double play depth. The pitch, and a 63 will give us a fly ball center field. This is going to be a tag-up situation. So that's a drive. Mickey Rivers backs up a couple of steps. And this is on the risk chart, Mankowski. So we're going to try to risk. Ooh, no, not risk again. Mickey Rivers has actually a strong arm in this game. So they're going to hold up. Mankowski's going to hold up. And Ben Ogilvy now with bases loaded. 1 out. Grant Jackson, left-hander. Jackson having a good season. He's got a 2.25 ERA, a 7-1 record. 68 innings pitched. Started 2 games, a 1.1 whip. His real whip was 0.9, so that's very close. And here's the pitch to Ogilvy. And that's a 65. That's going to be no home run off of... No home run off 65. But the -1 takes us to Ogilvy. Oh no, he has no splits, so we're not going to use that complete. Yeah, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. A deep fly ball to center field. Not so deep. Not deep enough to tag. A high fly ball to center field. And they're not going to challenge Rivers' arm on this. So Mickey Stanley now. Let me double check on that roll. 5. No, does not tag up. So Mickey Stanley with the bases loaded. Pitch from Jackson, a 46 and a 10. That's pulled down the line and into foul ground. And again, Mickey Stanley in the box. Bases are loaded. You got Mankowski at third, Meyer at second. Stop. Jackson checks in with Munson, shakes him off, now sees one he likes. Sets the grip with the ball out of sight, and he deals. And a 46 again, and this is going to be a line drive base hit. And 1 run scores, 2 run score, and going to third is Staub. Stanley's going to try for second, and he is going to be thrown maybe out. Let's see. He's maybe safe, maybe out. The throw from Rivers, he is out at second base. So he's a righty, so we're going to say that he will pull it to the right side. So it's Randolph making the tag. And we're going to go to detail. A single scores 2 more runs, 8-2 Tigers. Scoring is Mankowski, and then Myers right behind him. Going to third will be Staub, and out at second for the third out. 8-2 will be Mickey Stanley. Wow. All right. So Fred Stanley leads off against Glenn. And a 56 will be a swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Top of the order now, Mickey Rivers coming to bat. He homered in his last at bat. See what he does here. Do I hit a 41? And that's ball 4, so he walks. Roy White now, switch hitter, bats from the right side. Glenn gets a sign from Freehand. Rivers takes his lead. The pitch to White. Yeah, that's a 46 with a 9. That's pulled down the line and foul into the seats. Let's double check that. He's batting from the right side, and it is foul. And Roy White again in the box. Waits for Glenn. Glenn gets the sign to the belt. And he deals 65. And that's going to be a drive in the gap. And that's carrying, and that ball is out of here. Home run, 2-run shot for Roy White against Ed Glenn. And Ed Glenn is going to go to his C column now, giving up 4 runs. Thurman Munson now, so the score is 8-4. One of those games, my friends. Thurman Munson, batting 303. Here's a pitch, and 51. That's going to be an error check on who? On the third baseman, Mankowski. Mankowski will make the play for out number 2. Throws out Munson. Up comes Piniella. Glenn checks in with Freehand, winds and deals, and Piniella drives it and down the line into the corner, and he's going to dig for 2. Here's the throw from Ogilvy and the tag from Scrivener, and he eludes the tag. Nice slide by Piniella, and he gets in there with a 2-out double. Why, down by 4, stretching it, but now he's in scoring position, so Chambliss gets a single here, and now you're looking at a three-run game. So the Yanks are still in it. So Chambliss steps in the box, and he's a 281 hitter with 20 home runs, 1 stolen base. He only stole 1 stolen base. Hit 17 home runs. Doesn't walk very much. Walked only 27 times. Had 80 strikeouts. Hit by pitch 3 times. Good range though on his card for 1976. And the pitch. Oh, and that's a drive. And that's going to be in the gap. And they're not going to get to that. It's going to be 1 hop off the wall. Coming home is Piniella, and that's second base. A double, RBI double for Chris Chambliss, makes the score 8-5. Let's go to the bullpen, amigos. Oh, we got a lot. Oh, we got Hiller. Oh, I see here. Okay, Hiller can go. Hiller's got a bunch of innings, so we're going to bring in Hiller. All right. John Hiller is coming in to deal with the Yanks. Comes in as his A spot. And Nettles is up. Nettles today. What has Nettles done today? Let's look at the box score. Nettles is 0 for 2 today. So Detroit, 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Yankees, 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Barn burner is what Phil Rizzuto used to call it. And Hiller checks in with Freehand. Looks over at Chambliss at second base. Spins and whips the ball to Wagner. Wagner with the tag on Chambliss, and Chambliss is out. No, he's safe. He got in safely. It looked like the umpire was going to call him out, and all of a sudden he spread his wings and he called Chambliss guy. So Chambliss just got back in. Wagner doesn't agree, and he's got some choice words for the umpire. He better watch himself. And Nettles steps out of the box now, takes a couple of practice swings, looks down at the barrel of the bat, now steps back in. Freehand gives Hiller the sign, and he's ready. Looks at Chambliss, and he brings it. And that's going to be a 42, which will be ball 4. So Nettles does an offer, takes a free pass, and that brings the tying run to the plate in Otto Velez. So Otto Velez here with good home run power. Does not have good home run power. Hit a couple home runs, but he can hit a home run. But he's gotten lucky this season. Hit a lot of 65 home runs, pitcher home runs. So he does have 5 home runs on the season. And one swing of the bat, he could tie this game up. 8-5 Detroit, 2 outs. Nettles at first. Chambliss takes his lead off second. Hiller looks at Chambliss. Now gets the sign from Freehand to the belt. And he brings it. And that's going to be a 42. And that's ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Well, Hiller's really struggling with his 8 column here. Tons of walks. Hiller really struggles with the control. 12-7. His ERA is 2.97, but again, his whip is 1.3 in reality and 1.3 in the replay. Willie Randolph now with the bases loaded. 2 outs. Randolph gets the sign. Hiller looks in at Freehand, and he's ready, and here's the pitch. And 13 is going to be a fly ball, and that's a drive. Will Stanley get to it? And he does. Catches up to the Randolph drive to center. And that ends the inning. The Yanks leave, the bases loaded. They waste 3 runners. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Score is 8-5 Detroit. And it's going to be Bill Freehand leading off. And who's on deck? Scrivener and then Wagner. We may start seeing some pinch hitters. Otherwise, I gotta take some BS if I don't bring in a lot of pinch hitters, or at least a few. All right, so Freehand's up against Grant Jackson. We need somebody to get us set them down in order. Can this happen, please? We need to set them down in order. Here's a pitch, 12. Hopefully this will do it. This is 1 out. Sky to the left, and White and Rivers come together. It's White who calls them off. 1 down. Chuck Scrivener now. Righty hitter. Pitch from Grant Jackson. 52. That's going to be an error check, and that's maybe an error. It's going to be on the first baseman, Chambliss. And Chambliss boots it. So that's going to allow. It's a 1-base error. Scrivener is safe. So Chambliss, ground ball to Chambliss. He dropped it, picked it up, tried to beat Scrivener to the bag, but it was not going to happen. So Scrivener's on at first. And here's Wagner. Wagner, a righty hitter, batting 256. Jackson checks in with Munson. He's ready. Looks at Scrivener. Scrivener takes his lead. And Jackson to the plate. And that's going to be a 14, which will be it's cracked to right center field, and Piniella under it. 2 out. Still only 2 out. And Mankowski now. Mankowski, what's he doing today? Mankowski today is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. Holy smokes. Jackson needs to get him out. Lefty on lefty. Jackson gets a sign from Munson. He's ready. And he deals. And that's a 66. That's going to be a drive. Oh, my God. That's over center fielder's head. Scrivener's going to come around to score. Digging for third is Mankowski. The throw from Rivers, the tag from Nettles, and he is safe with a triple. A 2-out RBI triple for Phil Mankowski. I rolled another 66. What is going on? And that's going to move Jackson now to his B column. Just need one more. I just basically need this inning out of Jackson. Now I can bring somebody else in. Danny Meyer. Here's the pitch. And a 26 against a righty would be a hit. Otherwise, it's a fly ball to right. Randolph and Chambliss go back Pinella comes in. Pinella calls him off, makes the catch, and now retires the side. 9-5. Detroit will go to the top of the 6th inning. Hiller still in there against Fred Stanley. 6th inning, we're going to pinch hit for Stanley. It's going to be righty Fran Healy. Take the rubber band off. All right, here's Fran Healy. He's, I believe, acquired from the Kansas City Royals in '76, I believe. All right, he's a righty hitter, batting .231, no home runs. In reality, he had no home runs, batted .267. Hiller checks in with free hand. Here's a pitch, and a 21 will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Healy back to the bench with the bat on his shoulder. And Hiller picks up the first out on a K. Here's Mickey Rivers, lefty hitter. Pitch from Hiller, winds and deals at 11. That's going to be banged up the middle, and that's a base hit for Rivers. He's on with a single, his second hit of the day. Roy White is up now. Roy White's a good hit and run guy, so there goes Rivers. And the 3, that's going to be a base hit. So covering is Scrivener, and White goes the opposite field, right through the second base hole. And moving to third will be Rivers. So we got first and third now for the Yanks. Tying run on deck in Pinella. Thurman Munson. Munson's ready. Hiller's ready. Hiller checks White. Rivers shuffles off third. And he brings it. And a 26, and that's going to be blind base hit. So a run comes in. And let's see if White tries for third. Oh, there's going to be a play at third. Yes, there is, with one out. Ben Ogilvy. Ogilvy with the throw and the tag by Mankowski. And White is out at third base. Can you believe it? And I believe going to second. No, stopping at first will be Munson will not take second base. So it's a single, 1 run scores, other one is thrown out. You do not challenge Ben Ogilvy. 7-5. And staying at first will be Munson, but picks up another RBI, and the Yanks get 1 run closer, 9-6. 2 outs now. Not a smart play by Roy White, and I'm surprised because he's a veteran player. But sometimes he bobbled the ball, and it looked like White, I guess, thought he could make it in there, but Ogilvy made a perfect throw to get White at third. Here's Pinella now. Pitch from, Hiller loses one because the run scored. So Hiller's got his B stuff, and that's going to be line base hit. And Munson, what will Munson do now with 2 outs? Munson will hold at second base, being a little bit more conservative. Chris Chambliss, lefty hitter. Chambliss today, how's he doing? Chambliss is 2 for 3 with an RBI today. And Hiller gets a sign from freehand to the belt and deals. And a 14 will be a ground ball to first. Meyer will take it himself, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. But the Yanks pick up a run. It's a 3-run game right now with Detroit up 9-6. Shortstop Mason. Shortstop, where is he? Where's Mason? He's just not, there he is. Filling in for Stanley now, who was pinch hit for. And why do I need a catcher? Hold on a second. Oh, wait a second. Change the sub. Okay. I don't know, I hit something by accident. Alright. Alright, Rusty, stop. Again, I'll take another sip. Got really thirsty. Alright, stop. And he's ready. Oh, and we're gonna pull out Jackson. That's enough of that. We're gonna bring in Lyle for a couple of innings. Sparky Lyle. And Lyle is in there, starts with his A stuff, and then as he goes, he So I use batter's face, but I'm also using several different approaches to this. The last few games, I'm just experimenting with different things. Having some fun with it. Rusty stop against Sparky Loud. Here's a pitch. And a 41, that's ball 4, so he walks. I've rolled so many 41s in this game. So many 66s. Horton, pitch from Lyle. 43. Hopefully this is a double play. No, it's a line drive to center field. Rivers is right there, so he rips it. Sweet spot right at Rivers. Couldn't hit it any harder, so Horton would have liked to have gotten a hit off a ball that he hit that hard. Here's Ogilvy now. And double play depth for the Yankee infield. And Lyle with the slider. And Ogilvy doesn't offer, and that's ball 4. So there's a second walk allowed by Lyle here. So he comes in the game, and he does not have his good control today. Here's Mickey Stanley. Right-handed batter, first and second went out. Staub takes his lead off second, Ogilvy off first. Lyle looks into Munson and prepares to come home, focuses in on the target, and Munson's ready, and the pitch from Lyle. And a 16 may do it. Oh no, oh, a fly ball popped up, shallow center, racing in his Rivers, and Rivers. Mason got out of his way the last minute. So Mick the Quick showing off the range and the speed in center field. Here's Bill Freehand. Freehand today is 1 for 3. Lyle gets the sign. Staub and Ogilvy take the lead. And here's the pitch. It's going to be a 46 and a 12, and that'll be popped up behind the plate into the stands for a souvenir for a lucky fan. So again, Freehand in the box. Lyle gets the sign from Munson to the belt. Looks at Staub, looks at Ogilvy. Here's the pitch. And a 36 will be a ground ball to short. And Mason will flip to Randolph for the force. Excuse me. So it's Greg Nettles leads off the top of the 7th against Hiller. Pitch from Hiller is a 56. A swing and a miss, struck him out. Otto Velez. And he's ready, and Hiller with the pitch winds and deals, and a 26 against a lefty. It's a base hit. So he rips one to left, played on a hop by Ogilvy. Tying runners on deck. Again for the Yankees, Willie Randolph. The pitch to Randolph, and this is going to be a range opportunity for the center fielder, Mickey Stanley, and that's going to drop in, and that's going to be a single. Going to third will be Velez. He read that well. Knew Stanley wasn't going to get to it. Stanley dove for it, hit off his chest, kept it in front of him, and Velez was able to get to third easily. Randolph thought about going to second, but then decided against it. So here's Mason now. The only issue that I'm having here right now is that I don't have another shortstop. So Mason's going to have to bat. And he is the Pitts. He batted like 180. So Mason is batting with first and third, 1 out. Excuse me, Hiller's still in there. And Hiller is Hiller should be getting pulled out. He can go 12 batters, and Hiller's gone. How many batters? Hiller's gone 12 batters, so he can face one more. As long as he doesn't give up a hit, I can keep him a couple more. So Mason, first and third. And Mason, is he a good hit and run guy? No. So here's a pitch to Mason, the lefty. Velez shuffles off third. Randolph takes his lead off first. Hiller ready, and he brings it. And a 15 will be a fly ball to right, first and third. Let's see if we can get a sac fly out of this. F or A is going to risk. I believe Velez is an A. So he can risk to right field as Staub Staub has an average arm this season. So Velez is an A, so he's going to try to tag up. Who's up next? You know what? He's going to hold. He's going to hold. We're going to let Rivers bat. We're going to let Rivers bat. Rivers is on fire, and I think he can get a hit and keep it going, score another run. So he's going to hold up. And Hiller gets a sign from freehand, deals to Rivers, and that's going to be a 21. That's a fly ball center field. Easy pickings for Stanley. And swings on the first pitch and just flies out weakly to center to end the inning. So anticlimactic for Rivers. Yanks leave two stranded, fail to score. And it's going to be Sparky Lyle for another inning. We need him for another inning. Chuck Scrivener leads off. And do we have anybody to play second base here? Yeah, Manuel. We're going to bring in Manuel. Pinch hit. So Scrivener's out. And we're going to bring in Manuel. Nice thing about this game, you get all the players, so you can have fun, like bringing in guys that had like 3 at-bats. He had 43 at-bats. And then he'll stay in and play second base. And here's a pitch from Lyle to Manuel. Manuel with a 54, and that's going to be, it's going to send us to the next chart, the wild chart. The wild chart is going to be a foul, pop up in a foul territory, Roy White. We're going to roll against he makes the catch near the stands. So no error on White. There could have been a potential error there. And it's a foul out catch in left. So Manuel flies out. And White makes a nice running catch with his glove in the stands. And here's Mark Wagner. Excuse me. Pitch from Lyle. Lyle with a 35. And that'll be a ground ball to third. Nettles scoops it. Throws a strike to Chambliss for out number 2. Phil Mankowski now who's had some kind of day today. Mankowski's 3 for 3. I know he's got at least a triple. So he's got a double and he's got a triple. So he needs, and a single. So he's a home run away from a cycle. Home run, can he hit any home runs? Yep, he has the ability to hit a home run. He's got 1 home run. Not easy. The only way he could hit one here is on the ballpark card. He won't be able to hit one against Sparky Lyle. Here's the pitch to Mankowski. That's a 43, and that's a line drive center field. On the run is Rivers. Will he get there? Yes! Mickey Rivers runs it down. All right, new second baseman is Manuel. And I'm going to get a quick drink. All right. Need to get something more to drink. Got some soda this time. So where are we? We're in the top of the 8th. Leading off is Roy White. White batting .321, batting pretty good. He was a .286 hitter, so he's batting about 24 points higher than where he should be. Today he's 2 for 3. So all the Yankees are having good days today. I mean, all I'm rolling is doubles today. Doubles and hits everywhere. All kinds of hits. Roy White against Hiller. Hiller, how long has Hiller gone? We're going to pull Hiller out. We're going to pull, wrong place. Hiller's gone 2.1, which is not crazy. 6 hits. Yeah, we're going to pull Hiller out. We got Grilly. Grilly can come in. He's got 74. Oh, he's over in his pitches. Actual 43. Replay 43, actual 36. Okay, so everybody seems to go over. Innings pitched, he's over. Innings Laxton is in over. Innings pitched. Dave Lemanchik. He is in the replay. He's got 64. In actuality, it's 81. So we're going to bring in Dave Lemanchik. Well, I got Dave Lemanchik pitching, so I don't know. Oh, that's because I was looking at him. When you just look at him, it comes up here. See his card. Okay, so Lemanchik is coming in, and he again will come in with his best, strongest stuff, and it will go down from there depending on what he does, what happens. And so far in this game, everybody's gone down. Nobody's been able to do anything. Here's Roy White. Pitch from the righty Lemanchik. It's a 12, and that's going to be a base on balls again, a walk. And White takes an aggressive lead. And Lemanchik takes the sign from Freehan. It's a strike to Munson. There goes White. Freehan shoots it down, and White is safe. Stolen base for Roy White. Puts a runner in, prevents the double play, and puts a runner in scoring position. And let's see, it doesn't say. Okay, so Roy White walks and steals second. Pitch to Munson from Lemanchik. 65, and that's a drive. And that ball is going to be caught in right center field by Staub at the track. Tagging up will be White. He will go to third. So fly ball 9. He tags up, goes to third with 1 out. Yanks trail by 3, 9-6. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Lou Pinella's up. Going to bring in a pinch hitter because righty. So we're going to bring in Oscar Gamble, who can tie it up with a 2-run dinger. And he hits home runs. He's got 14 of them and 300 at-bats. Not too bad. Over the course of the season, it would be about, what, 28 home runs? Not bad. Oscar Gamble steps in for Lou Piniella, and then he'll take over in right field. So Lemanchik gets the sign from Freehan. White shuffles off third, 1 out here. Here's the pitch to Gamble, and that's a 61. Struck him out. So Gamble chases the high fastball, goes down on strikes. And that's 2 away now, and here's Chris Chambliss. Chambliss more of a contact guy here with 2 outs. And he steps in the box, he's ready. Lemanchik gets a sign from Freehan. White takes his lead off third. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 62, and he checks his swing. The check with the third base umpire, and he rings him up, and Chambliss does not like it. And going to right field with a glove is Gamble now. Gamble will be the new right fielder for the Yanks. And Lyle, what has Lyle done for us? Lyle has gone how many innings? Lyle has gone 2 innings, and he's done a good job. We need him to go 1 more inning. Sparky Lyle throwing sliders against Danny Meyer. Here goes. We'll bring in Dick Tidrow, 62. And that's going to be a pop-up right in front of the plate. And Lyle steps away, and it is Munson who makes the catch. So 1 down. Rusty Staub is next. What kind of day is Rusty having? Rusty is 0 for 1 with 3 walks. How do you like that? Pitch from Sparky at 26, and against a right, it's a base hit. Otherwise, it's lifted to right. And Gamble running towards the line, and Gamble makes the running catch. 2 away. Here's Willie Horton. Horton, a righty hitter. Lyle checks in with Munson, gets the sign, winds and deals. And it's a 63, which will be a swing and a miss. Got him. Easy inning for Lyle. So Lyle's really come up huge for us here. But Yanks are just not able to get anything going. They keep on getting base runners, but they just can't convert those base runners and bring them around to score. Can't drive them in. They're leaving a lot of men on base. Let's see if the box score tells us how many left on base. I think it does somewhere. Left on base, the Yankees with 11. Wow. Yeah. All right, Greg Nettles leads us off. Dave Lemanchik is still in there. Here's a pitch. So this is last licks for the Yanks. 45. And that will be a ground ball to short. Scooped up by Wagner. Throws in 1 motion. 1 down. Here's Otto Velez. We're going to bring a pinch hitter for Velez. It's going to be Carlos May. Carlos May has been big with the Yankees, batting .320. He batted .280 in reality. He's got about 4 Yankees that have been like just ripping the hide off the ball. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 21. This will be an out. It's going to be bounced to second. Manuel throws him out. So now here's Willie Randolph. Randolph, what kind of a day has he had? We may pinch hit for him too. Who knows? 1 for 3, so he's still good. He'll bat. So this is the Yanks are down to the last out in a 9-6 Detroit lead. Last licks for the Yanks, and this is they're down to the last out. Here's the pitch. Oh boy. Hold on a second. I think I got a problem. All right, so it's the last out. Let's see what happens. Willie Randolph. Today Randolph. What has he done? He is 1 for 3. And here is the pitch from Lemanchik. Dave Lemanchik will go over to the Toronto Blue Jays next year in the expansion draft. Pitch, and it's ripped. Rope from Randolph, played by Stanley in center. Oh, not a double. It's a single. So the game continues. So the tying run on deck. Unfortunately, we got Mason up, and there's no other shortstops. Let me look and see if there's anybody else who can play shortstop on this team. Nope, not there, and not in the, not even the pinch hitting wise. Closest I get to second base is Tovar, and to shortstop is Tovar, second baseman. I don't even know if the game will accept me putting him there. I don't know. I don't want to deal with all that. So we're just gonna let Mason. It's the end of the year. Yankees are way ahead of everybody. They're making the playoffs, so let's just let Jim Mason bat. And the pitch, and a 42 will be a base on balls, so the game continues. And the tying run is at the plate. In 2 outs, 2-out rally. 2-out rally, and let's finish this up. Mickey Rivers. The pitch from Lemanchik. And that's the ball game. It's lifted to center. Stanley. Under it makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Hiller, 5-5, gets the win. Doyle Alexander gets the loss. 14-5. Lemanchik picks up his second save, and the MVP is Mickey Stanley. Let's look at the box score, and we'll look at the day's games as well. And let's see here what we got going. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Yanks. Well, Detroit, 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Yanks with 6 runs, 14 hits and 1 error. So a ton of hits for the Yankees, but they left a lot of men on base. The key here was the 9 walks that Detroit picked up. The Yanks picked up 7, so there were 16 walks in this game. I swear, I did nothing but roll 41s and 42s and 66s and 22s, and there was a bunch of home runs here for the Yanks. Rivers his 10th, and well, a couple of home runs. Roy White his 16th of the year, right? And Roy White, how many did he hit? Roy White hit 14 that season. And a home run for Mickey Stanley. I believe it was a grand slam, right? I believe he picked up a bunch of RBIs on that. Yep, he had 6 RBIs on the day. He was 2 for 4. RBIs. Pinello his 46. Rivers his 65th. 2 for White, 75. Chambliss 94. Munson 109. Nettles, I know, needs 1 more RBI for 100, so hopefully we can get that. Roy White stole his 37th. In reality, he stole 31, so he's a few ahead. Anything else we want to mention? That's about it. Let's look at the day's scoreboard. Let's look at the day's scoreboard and see around the league what's going on. Let's finish playing the day. All right, let's do it. Boston playing Baltimore. Baltimore beats up on the Red Sox 10-2. Grimsley wins it 9-7. Tian takes the loss 12-18. The save goes to Holsworth, his 2nd home run by Lee May, his 23rd. At Comiskey Park in Chicago, it's the Oakland A's that shut out the White Sox 13-0. Glenn Abbott 1-7. Rich Gossage 10-16. The save goes to Jim Todd. Cleveland Stadium in Cleveland, Milwaukee against Cleveland, and Cleveland gets by the Brewers. The game goes to S. Thomas 4-5. Bear takes the loss 0-3. Tiger Stadium in Detroit. We just played that game. It's Detroit 9 over the Yankees 6. Hiller 5-5. Alexander 14-5. The save goes to Lemanchek. Rivers his 10th. Roy White his 16th, and Stanley his 4th. Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota, and the Minnesota Twins just get by the California Angels 7-6. Luber with the victory 4-8. Dick Drago the loss 5-11. Arlington Stadium in Texas. It's a close one between the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals, and the Rangers beat the Royals 4-2. Blyleven 15-15 gets the win. Andy Hassler takes the loss 7-10. Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, and the San Diego Padres come into Atlanta and beat the Braves. Metzger gets the win 7-5. Ruthven the loss 11-5. The save goes to Freisleben, his first. Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, and they play the Reds, and the Cincinnati Reds get by the Dodgers by 1 run 5-4. Nolan with the victory 14-10. Al Downing the loss 1-4. Pedro Borbon gets his 22nd save. Jarry Park in Montreal, and Philadelphia visits Montreal and takes the loss. Montreal 7, Phillies 4. Fryman the victory. Underwood the loss. Fryman 10-14. Underwood the loss 11-6. Murray, Dale Murray, I believe it is, the 17th save. Home run Luzinski his 27th. Dick Allen his 14th. Shea Stadium in New York, and it's 2-0. Craig Swan shuts out the Chicago Cubs 2-0, and loser is Steve Renko 8-13. Swan goes to 7-5. Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Houston just gets by the hometown San Francisco Giants 4-2. McLaughlin 5-4 gets the win. Jim Barr takes the loss 16-12. The save goes to Sosa, his third.
Where's the cat?
Hold on a second.
Honey.
Hold on a second. Let me put it on pause. All right, sorry for the interruption. And Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Pittsburgh beats up on the Cardinals 9-3. The win goes to Jerry Royce 13-6. Lynn McLaughlin gets the loss 11-12. And that's about it for the day, I believe. Yep. And that is September 25th, 1976. The 12 games played that day. The next day is Sunday. Let's play the day. The Yanks will not play today, so we're going to skip that day. And we're going to go to the next day. And the Yanks do not play the next day, Monday, either. We'll skip to Tuesday, and I believe the Yanks play the Red Sox on Tuesday. They do. Ed Figueroa versus R. Kruger. I'm not sure who R. Kruger is. Anyway, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. Like and subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell so you get notified as to any of my videos. I hope you enjoyed the dialogue, conversation about our games and my approach. And so finishing up the season replay with Fall Classic Baseball, using the Replay PC helper to play the rest of the season. And then we'll see how the playoffs go, and so on and so forth. Thanks for watching. Take care.